Peace talks collapse as Serbs strap 400 monkeys to the back of Owen's Volvo.
That does make it harder to reverse.
Fist-headed man destroys church. Car drives past window in town. And Leicester man wins right to eat sister. Now fact me till I fart. Buckingham Palace has announced that over 40 members of royal staff have been destroyed to save money. The 43 workers learned of their fate after church on Sunday. They met the Queen and were told they would be slaughtered with scythes. That evening, they were herded into a Sandringham attic and culled in less than 10 minutes. It's not known who conducted the killings, but Princess Margaret is believed to have been involved. She was overheard yesterday saying, "You should have seen the looks on their faces. I laughed and laughed and laughed." The American car company General Motors have today announced a cut in their workforce at their plant in Detroit. Our economics correspondent, Peter O'Hanrahan, is there at the moment. Peter, what's going on?
Chris, it's a mass redundancy measure. It's the biggest layoff in American industrial history. 35,000 jobs in one fell swoop. Gone.
35,000?
Yes.
Peter, there's only 25,000 people at the plant.
That's right, Chris. Mass redundancy on an unprecedented scale.
Well, would you mind telling me how the plant can function on minus 10,000 workers?
I don't know, Chris. You tell me.
I'll tell you what, Peter, you mean 3,500 workers have been sacked?
No, 35,000. It's all here.
Let me see what you've got down there.
It's 3,500. You're
Peter,
right.
I
made a mistake.
want to see it. I don't want to hear anything more out of your mouth. I don't believe it. Now, show me your notes.
No.
Yes.
It's 3,500.
Show me. I don't believe what you're saying. I just want to see the numbers. Now, hold them up. Hold them up and keep them up. And rotate them 180 degrees in my favour. Do it. Peter, what's that?
I don't have a monitor, Chris. I can't see what you're doing.
You know what I'm talking about. It's just above your right eye. Yes.
A cobweb?
And how's a cobweb going to dig you out of your numerical mess?
I don't know.
Peter, you're lying in a news grave. Do you know what's written on your headstone?
News?
Peter, thank you. Peter O'Hanrahan, live in Detroit. Time for travel now from Valerie Sinatra in the travel pod a mile above the centre of Great Britain. Valerie, tell me about everything.
Well, I don't know about everything, Chris, but...
I could teach you.
I do know that it's best to avoid the A1M this evening south of Newcastle. There's a crash that's been going on for several weeks, and so far it's involved 9,000 vehicles, so that's really Deathsville. Good news, however, for travellers on the M25. Workers have finished cobbling that, so that's great. The M6, however, in Liverpool is still at a standstill. That's due to the mad cow hanging from a bridge. The M50 is clogged up again. That's not my fault. And the M11 is slow between junctions 5 and 6 due to some police escorting some birds to the coast. That's about it, really.
I don't know, it looks like a Robertson's factory down there.
Sorry?
All the jam.
That's right. Golly.
Gay Desk now from Colin Popshed.
Thanks, Chris. Quick roundup of today's gayness now, starting with the roads. The M70, the A3, the B664 and the A48M, they're all gay as from midnight tonight. The gay elements are potassium, zinc, hydrogen, copper and argon. Quick look at the world's walls. The Wailing Wall is gay, Hadrian's Wall is very gay, the Great Wall of China, that's not gay, and the Old London Wall has also stopped being gay. Gay cars next. They're the same as last night. All Volkswagens registered between 1982 and 1985. They stay gay for another fortnight. And finally, the gay seas are the Caspian and the Mediterranean. So, see you there. Chris.
Thanks, Colin. He's not gay, by the way. We wouldn't employ a homosexual. More cuts in the NHS have been announced today. Here with a resume of its 30-year decline, Fiona Harlem.
Few people would deny that were it one of its own patients, the NHS would be on the critical list. What was once the healthy, bouncing boy child of Ernest Bevan is now barely more than a disease-racked, breathless corpse. But why? In 1979, funding for the NHS stood at over £10 billion. But by the late 80s, government cuts left the service with 37% less cash. So that's only 3% in real terms. So what in the end will happen to this? Chris.
Thank you, Fina. I'm joined now by the Junior Minister of Health in our one-to-one discussion area, Matthew Crean. Now, Mr. Crean, you've taken the money out of the NHS. You're the man responsible here. What do you say?
I want to say I want to discuss this report.
Well, let's not discuss this report. Let's discuss the figures.
No, we have to discuss the report because this report is a tissue of lies. It is,
Hang on a
usual.
second. Let's just stick to the figures, shall we? You're destroying the lives of patients. What do you say about that?
I want to stick to this report. This report is a tissue of lies. It's completely jaundiced.
What are you saying? Lies?
Absolute lies. It's nonsense from beginning to end.
How dare you say this?
I think this report is a perfect example of tabloid television.
Right, I'm not
very
going to listen to this. I'm not having any more of this. I didn't come here for this evening. I certainly didn't want to talk to people like you. Now, don't ever come back again. I really won't have any of this. Fucking white bastard. Anyway, I'm going home now. I'm off. I'm never coming back. Staying now with the world, but it's the human world this time, which is around the animal world and sometimes on top of it, making a politics and events rather than environment stuff. With the day-to-day international news roundup.
Moscow.
Hello, Chris. Here in Moscow, it's Russia's chronic nuclear waste problem that's dominating the news live this hour. The latest plan is to hand out small parcels of plutonium waste to school children. Nuclear experts visit schools and the children are taught songs celebrating the efficiency of atomic power. At the end of the day, the children queue up for their plutonium, which comes in a bag bearing the instruction, take this home and deal with it.
Tokyo.
Thanking you live from Tokyo, where it's 3:30 in the morning. That's -7 in new Japanese time.
In just 7 hours, the first of 30 full-size duplicate Japans will be switched on, and all clocks will be reset to 00000. The new Japans have been 3 years in construction, involving perfect replication of cities and people and children. The raft of new countries, which extends over 5,000 miles into the Pacific, has been hidden until now, but was spotted yesterday from an airplane. Japan has so far refused to comment.
Rome.
Live thanks from Rome, where the two French boys who hacked into the Vatican computers and changed Catholic doctrine are still being held by cardinals in Assisi.
In a sensational development today, a video showing Stefan and Jed Madro, bruised but alive, was broadcast on Italian television with Vatican approval. The boys were snatched from the street 2 days ago and held in a turret after admitting they had tapped into the new Vatican Theology Bank, a computer which contains the full doctrine and law of the Catholic Church. The Vatican realized the computer had been tampered with when they discovered Jesus had died of food poisoning, aged 19, and Lou Reed had been canonized as a saint.
And that's the way the world is today from Rome.
From Tokyo.
And from Moscow.
Goodbye.
And just time for a quick look at tomorrow's... The Independent, Bank of England recovers from swollen chairman unusualness. The Telegraph go with Simon Rattle lost in Cress. The Daily Mail, pretty keen on lassoed bat wins Booker. They devote 4 pages to that. The Daily Mirror, rather upset, Fleetwood Mac buried in dog avalanche. And today, ride with old woman killed by little glass planet. It's a story there by Andrew Penman. Due to a printing error, tomorrow's Guardian is full of water. That's it. That's the day today, on the day the world learned that Cliff Richard is pregnant. Good night.